I wanted to speak about blind loyalty. When I thought of this topic, I thought about the story of David when he called Uriah off the battlefield. First, he was supposed to be in battle himself, but he called Uriah off the battlefield because he slept with Uriah's wife and got her pregnant. And to try to cover up the infidelity, he called Uriah home thinking that Uriah would be excited to be home from the war, thinking that he would sleep with his wife. But what David didn't know about Uriah was a man of integrity and he was honorable. Maybe he honored honor because the text says Uriah's partners were still on the battlefield, that when he made it home, he didn't sleep with his wife. And I think he actually slept outside of the king's court, the castle court or something. Uriah felt in his heart that it wasn't fair or it wasn't right that the soldiers that he normally fight alongside with were out there fighting and he was at home. But he in his heart and his mind felt like he was supposed to be there alongside his brothers. I guess there's a brotherhood, right? There's a bond that is created through these kind of gatherings. But when that didn't work, David came up with another strategy. David, once he realized that Uriah was more honorable than he thought, and I always look at this, there's a show, animation called Death Note. And every time I think of this story, it's like the label that I want to give it. I call it the Death Note because Uriah was so loyal that he was loyal to his own death. Now, that could be honorable depending on what perspective we're viewing from, right? Which lens we're viewing this perspective from. But I don't want to be loyal to the wrong people to the point where I am brought to my own death. David wrote a letter and told the chief commanding officer in this letter to put Uriah on the front line and to withdraw so that Uriah could be put to death. Now, the reason behind it was because David did something that he didn't want to have to face confrontation for, right? But the thing that disturbed me was Uriah delivered his own death note from David to the person who was told to carry out this action against him. Now, I often wonder what would have happened if he would have decided to be curious to see what the letter was about. Maybe the letter was sealed with the king's signet ring, and maybe that's why he wasn't able to open it. But it's just so many things, so many thoughts that really kind of made me question. All I know is I don't ever want to be that loyal to someone that they could be standing right in my face, standing right along with me, saying one thing out of their mouth to me, and in the next breath could be plotting my death or to be plotting a setup. So I say this, it's one thing to be forgiving, but you don't have to forget. And usually when someone is plotting against you, you'll see little things first. You'll see one action taken against you that was intended to be maybe harmful emotionally. And then you may see another action that was taken against you that may have been meant to harm you verbally. And then you'll see another action. My point is, how many actions will somebody need to take before you discover that they've been trying to take you out all along? I'm grateful for the Bible stories, I tell you that. The stories in the Bible not only help me see myself, my flaws, and my errors, but they help me become more rooted, more grounded, and more firm in my boundaries. And so, that's it. Don't let blind loyalty be a downfall.